Narcissistic word salad. This one is good. The narcissist is always superior to everyone on the planet. He can't learn anything because he already knows everything, or at least that's how he has to appear. So he will hear things in passing that other people say, especially authority figures, celebrities, or famous athletes or scientists, and he will jumble all of these things into like this big word salad. Where if you notice when you're conversing with the narcissist, how his mind goes every which way. A friend of mine said it best when he noticed this too. When we were hanging around with our narc, is that he'd be like, "She," and they always talk with their hands. And I talk with my hands too a lot, but it's they're trying to forge their thoughts because they don't have a stream. They don't have a point. They don't have a point. They don't have so they're trying to assemble different things to appear to you as if they are superior and smart. They must always win no matter what. And if you're talking, even in a casual conversation about something, they are always more knowledgeable than you are. And if they're not, then they start going back in their mind. And I'm going to take my glasses off for a minute because I've noticed in the eyes, when my narc would talk, it would be like this. "See, I am always right. You are always wrong." Now, he's not saying that, but he's coming across. And he would talk in phrases like this. "You see, if A happens in B, then Darth Vader and some Doritos and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, because you see, and then he'd do something like that. So my friend said it best when he's like, yada, yada, yada. He'd pause, do this with his eyes. More BS here. More BS, and then he'd use big words from the encyclopedia, used completely out of context, so that you believe I'm smart when I'm doing these word salads. Then he would say A, more BS here. Then he'd say not A, which contradicts A. Then when he'd see that you had caught him, he'd go, "But sometimes I just say these things." You mean like logical inconsistencies? That's what they're called. Or verbiage or word salad. So they'll just grab all these different terms that they've heard and put it in so they sound smart. Their thoughts are fragmented. I never noticed it as much. I mean, I noticed it when he was talking, but I noticed it more when he was writing. When this guy is technologically completely impotent, but he got a little bit of feel of email. Why does that freeze? Sorry, that froze up. That was weird. Okay, I'm going to ignore that. He learned how to use email, but then I could really see where he was fragmented. He'd be like, "You are friends and brothers, scientific method. One day, my wife is so wonderful and ... a heart ... mine is a Vogue." So what's happening is that his thoughts are so fragmented because there's no person there. There's no person. I like the way I'm talking now. I mean, I might my thoughts do that too sometimes, but I'm a genuine person. Okay, I'm a genuine person. My real name is Ryan Kavanaugh. Okay, I live in South Texas. It gets incredibly hot out here. I like kids. I like people. I love animals. I like going to the beach. I used to skydive. I used to box Golden Gloves at least a little bit. I did martial arts for several years. I play guitar. I play piano, but not as well as the guitar. I'm much a better guitar player. My hobbies include I really love all forms of history, but especially ancient history. Grew up watching Clash of the Titans. I can tell you who my family is, what my hobbies are. I have a story to my life. Narcissists do not have that. They're empty voids. So everything that they say, they are empty shells. So they're having to get it from someplace else. Isaac Asimov said this. Carl Sagan said that. Heisenberg's uncertainty period. A heart, mine is a Vogue. Oh, yes. Are you my brother? Oh, yes. Don't contact me again. So it's this whole jambalaya crawfish pie of different crap that is actually being poured in. And then trying to sound smart, they must always win. So if you're having a discussion about, it doesn't have to be a debate, a discussion. They always know more about the topic than you do. If you're having a debate, you are always wrong. They're God, you are trash. They are always right, you are always garbage. That's the way they are all of the time. But they usually don't have the genuine intellectual faculties to back it up. They don't have the personality. They don't have the rhetoric. They don't have the drive and the will. I talked about that in my boxing video. They definitely don't have the intelligence because they don't have any of their own thoughts. Now, of course, we borrow from thinkers in history. King Solomon in the Bible says that there's nothing new under the sun. all that's been done that's being done now has been done before. That is so true. In fact, it's so funny because even the ancient Egyptians had their own archaeologists to look to ages in Egypt even further back for the glorious age. And Nabonidus, son of Nebuchadnezzar, was actually an archaeologist. He wanted to find out where to rebuild the old gods' temples, so he sent out excavation teams to dig these things up to go back to Babylon's, quote, glorious past. So we're always referencing the past to get ideas, to know who we are, to get ideas from great thinkers. But it's not like that with narcissists, because narcissists aren't actually, they don't have their own thoughts, and then they, reference these things. It's my whole existence is nothing without that guy, said A, therefore A, because he's important and I want to be important like him, and if I quote him, you will know how important I am, you see. That's the way it is. But because their thoughts are so fragmented, because their thoughts are, oh, it's bright in here, sorry guys. Because their thoughts are so fragmented and they have no personality that's genuinely their own, which is why they can always change like a chameleon. There's no person there. One day, I love science. I hate science. The next day, pickles are my favorite food. Oh, I hate pickles, you see. And they can change. Oh, I love sports. I hate sports. I like science. Science is crap. I like redheads. I hate redheads. Whatever you like, I am. It's almost funny. It's like that line in the movie Nacho Libre where the nun, Sister Encarnacion, is sitting there. And he invites her for some toast. And so he slides the toast under the door, and they're sitting there crunching on the toast. And he's like, tell me, who is this Encarnacion? And she tells him all about, my favorite color is tan, and I like puppies. And he goes, that is amazing. Everything you just said is my favorite thing to do every day. And we all laugh. It's freaking hilarious. It's funny in the movies, but the truth is that's exactly the way narcs are. So they're forging their personality off of mirroring what they see everybody else around them, or hearing stars in TV shows or people they've admired. And so they'll steal words from person A, they'll steal a couple words from person B, they'll put it into their own distorted personality, and as their brain is misfiring, like spark plugs going awry on a machine, word here, pause here, my heart, my inferior being, F God, and he should worship me. See, one day okay, the one I really like is when this guy was trying to discuss science. He'd get real angry, go, I can prove to you God doesn't exist. And by the way, this isn't not about atheism or Christianity. This is about narcissism. Like, see, no one cares what you have to say, basically. Shut up. This is a proton, and this is an electron, and let me get this. So we get the ice. See, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Some electrons, Isaac Asimov, Carl Sagan. See, I can prove to you your filthy God doesn't exist. See how they're electric bonding? Some real science, and if you take this billions of years ago, yarg, that was the way he would argue. There's no one there. What is it? The lights are on, but no one's home. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. The elevator doesn't go all the way to the top, or as I like to say, it's not that there's a few French fries short. It's not that there are a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. It's that there's no nuggets in the freaking bag at all. Okay, so these guys are, they're always grabbing from a TV celebrity, grabbing from a book, rehearsing. And so it's basically a big freaking milkshake, a mixed milkshake of a bunch of words and thoughts and pauses and I spacing out and weirdness and yarg and defense mechanisms. It is freaking crazy. But then he says to me, you're schizophrenic, boyo. Wow. I think he even spelt it right, though. I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit for that because a lot of his other words were misspelled. His punctuation was really, really bad. His grammar pretty much sucks. The guy lacks every bit of formal education, but he is a living encyclopedia, which the whole world must marry, you see. And my videos probably like this are exactly why he hates me, because I am exposing his filthy, stupid kind for what they are. He targeted the wrong guy. Most of his targets, like his ex-wife Ruth, have cried, what did I do wrong, and got married. And I know some of you guys are in that phase, and I am very, very sorry, and I will pray for you, and I will help you any way I can, because I hate that was done to you by these freaking freak shows. And so anything you need from me, you holler at me. Just leave it in the message. I will be happy to talk to you, because I hate that anyone would have to go through. These people are pigs. They're not humans, they're pigs. But you guys are human, and you didn't deserve that. So, give me a shout. We can argue, we can make fun of these fools, or I can talk to you and we can exchange ideas or anything you need from me. I know I've got a few fans out there that I see commenting regularly, and we Appreciate it. I appreciate your views. I appreciate you taking an active role. I'm glad you guys are talking amongst yourself because, we got to expose these guys. And I think as people start exposing them more and more, it's kind of like you can't understand it unless you've been through it. But